Hey guys, here's why a belief in God is really not important. Why belief in God is not really important. Here are 7 reasons, as cited by the Guest College Ministry.wordpress.com. It's a religious Christian website, and an atheist website, atheism.about.com. So here are the 7 reasons it cites. Let me bring the volume down a little bit, sorry. Why important to believers and what atheists think about the importance in believers' lives. 1. Important because he exists, he was the creator. 2. Authority figure, provides boundaries, social order / morality. 3. Hardwired to look for God, meaning we're hardwired to look for God. 4. Cares about us. 5. Gives meaning to and / purpose to life. 6. We don't understand life / the world / the universe. 7. Certain characteristics: love, strength, wisdom, etc. Now here, Now here is why these are really unimportant reasons, why they can just be debunked, thrown away. For one, where is the proof for a theistic God? Intervening, scientific, law-breaking, personal, judgmental, inconsistent, even cruel, etc. Although I personally believe in a pantheistic God, for the proof for even that is shaky at best, and instead relies on logical proofs and applying a certain significance to findings in quantum mechanics. So although I believe, or rather a pandeistic God is what I meant. So although I believe in a God, I'm not afraid to say I don't know, and whether neither should you be. If he, God, was the creator, yes, indeed, we should be thankful and stand in awe at such a magnificent creation. But how does that make him important now in our daily lives? Even if it does exist, what is the point in believing in it? To quote Newton, it moves regardless. The universe, or what you call the creation, is still here and may still be respected and hold you in awe whether you believe in a God or not. 2. God is necessary for that. But we don't need some absolute... Sorry, I meant God is not necessary for that. We don't need some absolute objective morality from some supreme being to govern our lives and what we ought or ought not to do. It may seem scary to theists that have relied on a holy book for their morality, but morality can come from within. We have evolved as a species that found it necessary in order to succeed to not kill, steal, or lie. All rational and compassionate people know that we should treat others how we would like to be treated. We should use the gift of reason to decide which choices are the most beneficial to the greatest number and least harmful to the smallest number. On the topic of social order, that is exactly one of the things that is wrong with organized religion. It mandates that we live in a hierarchy that resembles how God is the king and we are the servants in many holy texts. That is how many religions are structurally organized and how most of the world used to be organized structurally, i.e. monarchies, oligarchies, etc. In many ways, society still resembles a hierarchical structure: a president or prime minister, and then a cabinet below him, and then Congress / Parliament below him or her, below them, and government agencies and corporations below them, and then the rest of society below that. That is not to say that there is anything wrong with the division of labor, but that is precisely what we need. But such hierarchical organization usually means that a small group of people has the majority of the capital and power, and the rest of society is essentially subservient unless there is socialism in which wealth is distributed more evenly. 3. Yes, it is true that yes, it's true. People all around the world have searched for a god or gods for many generations, and more religions and sects of them exist than languages. But that does not mean that we are hardwired to look for God. What it probably does mean is that we are hardwired by evolution to join up with people who believe similar things because we will not find them harmful. And B, we are simply looking for love and social comfort. This is just a generalization, but usually the more alone atheists feel, the more they look for a God and probably pray more. As social animals, we don't want to feel alone, and we want to know that someone cares for us and loves us, which leads me into the next point. 4. Where is the evidence that he does care about us? There's no proof that he is intervening in our lives. We may feel lucky at some point or another, but don't you often feel very unlucky at other times? Also, just because we happen to feel lucky sometimes doesn't mean a supreme being has intervened for us. Just that chance happened to be favorable at that time, which it probably is about 50% of the time. Honestly, we don't need a God to feel cared for and loved. We need each other. We need the compassion and love of others. And if we're looking for people who believe in similar things, we need not look to religion. Why not join a group of people with similar hobbies, interests, like to do the same kinds of things, hold similar political philosophies, hold similar outlooks on life, etc.? That being said, variety is the spice of life. Don't be afraid to break out of your comfort bubble now and then and challenge your opinions, beliefs, and convictions and try new things. Why do we have to look to some supreme being for the purpose of meaning of our lives? It's pretty clear that some omnipotent, omniscient creator being probably does not exist. So what makes you think that some supreme being should be deciding the course of our lives? Because it created us. Or because it created us? Even if this is true, just because it created us doesn't mean it knows what is best for our lives. Doesn't mean it knows what's best for creation and by extension our lives. If it has any opinion about our lives at all. The purpose of the universe as a whole is definitely different than our own purposes, whether or not a God exists at all. If we have gifts of reason, sentience, or consciousness and self-awareness, why not decide the destiny and meaning of our own lives? Won't that ultimately be the most important kind of purpose? The answer to number 5 is actually similar to the answer to number 2 regarding morality. If a God is not important or necessary for morality, for weighing our choices, one is also unimportant and unnecessary in regard to what we choose to do with the gift of life. 6. Just because we don't understand the world, the universe, and ourselves as fully as we would like, doesn't mean we should use the excuse of what it says in some ancient holy book. Just because something is not fully understood now does not mean it will not be understood in the future. That is the whole point of the scientific method. We must use reason and investigation to find the answers to our questions, not offhand supernatural explanations written down thousands of years ago by people who did not understand basic natural phenomena. Religion is never a good excuse for what science can answer. 7. Like what I was saying in number 3 and number 4, there is no need to look for a supreme being for love, strength, and wisdom when we have those very same characteristics. You should instead look to yourself and others for those characteristics. Any word you read in a holy book are the words of men who died thousands of years ago and were trying to keep their power by keeping society in a state of stagnation. And any voices you hear in your head are just yourself thinking, the inner workings of your brain. If you claim to hear something other than yourself in your head, you may want to check yourself into a mental hospital. What relevance does this have for strong atheists / anti-theists who don't believe in a god anyway? They debate theists and make videos dismissing theism way too much. There's a point to doing so. The objective is to get people to think more clearly and objectively and question their beliefs because you find them ridiculous and irrational. But for a concept that is falsely important to believers' lives and completely unimportant in your guys' lives, you sure spend a lot of time talking about it. If people refuse to dismiss their beliefs, that is up to them, and they have the right to believe in whatever they choose. I'm not trying to be harsh, and it's definitely very helpful to make a few videos dismissing theism now and then, but some of you need to get a life. You have to expand your world outside of the cyber one, and like I said before, join a group of people with similar hobbies, interests, like to do the same kind of things, hold similar physical or political philosophies, hold similar outlooks on life, but at the same time, never stop challenging yourself. Thank you guys, and peace out guys. Thank you. Alright, I'll come back with more later, and I hope you like this. Thank you. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. And thank you, and peace out.